Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Sure hope you have a great day today. Welcome to Wake Up with Witcher. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, come get your daily dose of your weather forecast for the day today. And we've got a lot going on here today. Not much weather-wise, really, but we're going to be walking you through the forecast. We've got a check of the tropics. Of course, we're talking about Hurricane Erin. We're also looking ahead through the weekend, where I do actually think that we'll see a little bit better coverage of a few more showers and thunderstorms throughout the day tomorrow. Your 7-day forecast, Witcher's pictures, and of course, your national holidays are coming up here in just a few minutes. First things first, though, let's get a check of our morning sponsor.
I'm looking to the sky for clues, for a small sign to shed some light.
All right, let's talk about the big picture weather pattern as we get this good old weekend started. Happy Saturday again. Sure hope you have a great weekend. It's going to be really a nice weekend. It's going to be a hot one. It was hot and steamy yesterday. It was really steamy yesterday evening. I'll talk about some Witcher's adventures and share some photos coming up here in just a few minutes. But a ridge of high pressure is really the main weather feature in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Now, when we look at the mid-levels, we're looking at the energy and spin. So little disturbances, little waves in the atmosphere. And so we don't have a huge wave throughout the day today, but notice a few darker shades of yellows and oranges that may traverse around this ridge of high pressure as we get into our Sunday. This takes us all the way through Sunday night. And I think that's really going to be the story as we get into our Sunday is probably a few more showers and thunderstorms, but we're losing a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So I do not anticipate the gully washers that we've seen throughout much of the week. A look from Klingman's Dome here this morning. We do have mostly cloudy skies. Now, these clouds have kind of been lingering across the mountain counties throughout much of the morning hours. They're going to zip their way on out. Some of us have some fog around the area, so nothing really to slow you down too much here this morning. We have some patchy dense fog showing up in parts of Anderson County right now. So we'll take you to a live look in downtown Clinton here this morning. You can see some fog. It's lifted a little bit. So since I got in the studio here at about 6 o'clock in the morning or so, so the fog will continue to lift throughout the day today, and that's at least the morning hours, and that's going to leave us with abundant sunshine through the morning hours. So hopefully you have a chance to get out and enjoy that here this morning. All right, back to the maps. Again, the satellite and radar showing those clouds already zipping their way on out of here. So as we look ahead, I forgot my clicker's not working this morning. All right, let's walk you through the future cast. Okay, so not much going on this morning. It's going to be nice and quiet from now through noon. From noon to 3, we may see a couple of isolated showers start to develop. From 3 to 6, again, just not much activity. We do have a northerly flow taking shape around the area, and that's allowing for some drier air to settle its way on in, which I think is going to be the case even more so as we get into our Sunday. Dew points will drop a little bit. Talk about some comfortable weather, a little bit more comfortable up towards Tri-Cities versus the central and southern valley where dew points are a little bit lower there. And because dew points are a little bit lower in upper East Tennessee, morning temperatures are just a little bit cooler anyways. So just making it feel a little bit more comfortable. Either way, you slice and dice it. It's a good solid start to our Saturday, a nice August morning anyways. Temperatures this afternoon are going to be trending a little bit above average. We're going to be in the low 90s, going about 92 in Knoxville, 93 Chattanooga, and about 90 in Tri-Cities or so. About 91 on Oak Ridge, but those heat index values are going to be back in the mid to upper 90s, probably closer to the low 100s across the Southern Valley. Sequatchie Valley, Dunlap, Pikeville, Whitwell, Dayton, and Soddy Daisy could be pushing close to 100 degrees for that feels like temperature. Not necessarily the case in upper East Tennessee thanks to that drier air. All right, overnight tonight, we're going to see those temps drop a little bit more. I think it's going to be a little bit more comfortable early Sunday morning across upper East Tennessee thanks to that drier air. Through the day, that dry air continues to start to slowly settle its way on in. So that's going to leave us with abundant sunshine. So what's going on Sunday is, we do have a disturbance late in the day that will likely increase the clouds and maybe bring us a chance for rain. But we're losing a couple things. We're losing the humidity, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, but we're also losing the amount of moisture in the column of the atmosphere. So from the surface through the mid-levels. And so because of that, any storms that do fire up either today or even more so tomorrow really aren't going to have be the gully washers, like I mentioned, that we saw earlier this week. They won't have as much moisture to tap into. So that's good news to pass along. But it's still going to be hot on Sunday. Temperatures topping out in the low to maybe even some pockets of mid-90s across the central and southern valley. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Dew points, though, drop a little bit more on Sunday. And so, that's today. On Sunday, they'll drop as well. But we do have this little disturbance swinging its way on through. Heat index values will be back into the mid to upper 90s. And that's likely to lead to a few more showers and storms. So here's your Sunday futurecast. kind of plan the entire weekend for you. From sunrise on Sunday through about noon, nothing going on. A little bit of morning fog. We'll see some afternoon clouds. But here's this little disturbance. You can see that little wave, a little bit better chance of rain across parts of Kentucky, and it's going to be fading as it moves its way from north to south, but still going to spark off probably a little bit more rainfall late in the day on Sunday. So you can see our coverage will increase a little bit more Sunday versus what we will experience on Saturday. All right, your 7-day forecast. Those temps will stay in the low to mid 90s all the way through the weekend and into the start of next week. Here's some good news to pass along, though. Thursday and Friday, maybe even into next Saturday and Sunday, A, some cooler, and B, some drier air is going to settle on in as this trough swings on through. And as I mentioned, it's going to be this trough that's going to be responsible for moving Aaron back out into the Atlantic and keeping it away from the direct impact to the U.S. mainland. Dew points will stay in the low to mid 70s. That means heat index values are going to continue to climb into the upper 90s to low 100s, so not much change there. But notice next Thursday, Friday, our temperatures come down, dew points come down, therefore our heat index value comes down, and our rain chances will likely fade away as we get into, I would say, Thursday, Friday. I think Wednesday will probably be our best day to see some better coverage of showers and thunderstorms as another wave swings on through. That's that trough, and it's going to scoop up a bunch of Gulf moisture and bring it our direction. Let's talk about Hurricane Aaron. We've got winds at 145 miles per hour, an incredibly strong storm that really strengthened over the last 24 hours. Category 4 hurricane here and continuing to hang strong as a Category 4, so a major hurricane continuing to stay a major hurricane possibly as it swings its way by Bermuda. But notice how it's going to likely be between Bermuda and the U.S. mainland. We're going to see big rip currents. We're going to see high waves. We're likely to see maybe some rain showers across the eastern seaboard associated with this, but that's really going to be the story with Hurricane Aaron. As we come back to the United States and talk about our forecast for temperatures from the Climate Prediction Center, we're going to be probably trending closer to average as we round out the month, and then we may start to trend a little bit above average as we get closer to the month of September. Probably relatively average rainfall amounts here over the next several days. So again, remember, as I mentioned quite often, August, September, and October are our driest months of the year. All right, that's your forecast, not just throughout the day today, the entire weekend, and of course, a look ahead. The good news is even though the Aaron is our first hurricane of the Atlantic season, which is kind of crazy to think about, but again, remember from now through September 10th, we're going to start to climb and see elevated tropical systems developing across the Atlantic Ocean because this is the prime season for that. All right, we got Denise. Good morning, Denise. How are you this morning? Hey, how are you, Betty? Glad you could join us. Carol's on here as well, along with Alex. Hola, amigos. And amigas, right? Which made you kind of prompted the fact that my kid's taking Spanish. And so now he's having, he did a lot of Spanish. He did Duolingo throughout much of the summer months, but now he's taking Spanish in middle school. And so he comes home. The other day he came home, I guess it was yesterday maybe. It's like, I cannot get the ABC song stuck out of my head because they've been singing it in Spanish. Good morning, Rick. How are you this morning? What are you doing this weekend, Rick? Kathy, are you working this morning, this weekend, or you got the day off? Hopefully you all have the day off. Really, remember I showed you the fog over into Anderson County? It's not everywhere. I mean, it's really gorgeous. We'll take you to Fox Road Marina and show you what that looks like here this morning. Again, a nice start to the day. We've got a few high thin clouds hanging out with us this morning. There's a nice crystal clear view. It really is going to turn out to be a gorgeous one. I want to show you a cool time lapse from yesterday. Take a look. This is from Anderson County, downtown Clinton. We had some dense fog yesterday morning, kind of making things a little damp out there. Fog lasted for a little bit. Didn't look at that. Quickly cleared. We saw some high clouds. Here comes the bubbles in the atmosphere. Starting to bubble on up. Beautiful day, though, yesterday. Wasn't it gorgeous? It was super steamy. You can see those high clouds coming on in, associated with some thunderstorms across the Cumberland Plateau that were blown up, but those storms never quite made it into the valley locations. But man, those time lapses are amazing. Again, you can catch those every day from the previous day on the East Tennessee Weather website. That's easttnweather.com. You're working at Hobbytown today. If you're looking for some cool stuff, go check out Hobbytown over in Turkey Creek, West Knoxville. It's a good one. You may come visit us, huh? Nice. I think we got a couple birthday parties to go to, though, Rick, so shoot us a text. I think we have a little busy day. We've got play dates and we got birthday parties to attend. Anyway, so yesterday we had a chance. The Witcher's adventures continued. We had a chance to head out to the very first, after 20 years, the very first Prater Farms Rodeo. It was so much fun. Had a great time doing that yesterday. Let's see if I can get a couple photos for you, updated to show you what we were doing yesterday. It was so much fun to go out and enjoy it. Really learned a lot more about the farm. Well, not the farm. It is Prater's farm, but about the rodeo. But we had a great time enjoying that. Let's see. Let me show you a family photo. My wife's gonna get mad at me for this because she didn't, get her hands on the photo beforehand. But either way, sorry, babe. Here we go. This is the Witchers. Okay, so let me just take it down here a little bit. So that's in West Knoxville, in Farragut. So Prater Farms, a generational farm and rodeo, and they do. It was great. They had a lot more people show up, and believe it or not, listen, we live in West Knoxville, and we were going to West Knoxville. It took us like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to drive down North Shore Drive to get to the rodeo because, North Shore is just a one-lane thing, one-lane road anyways, and so it was just one of those, it's just gridlock. It was gridlock, pure gridlock yesterday, but it was so fun. Saw the bulls, saw the barrel racing, talked to some of the owners of Prater Farms and said, they've decided to bring this back. So this is the first time in like 20 years. They used to do it back in the day. They put out signs everywhere. They weren't expecting as many people to show up as showed up. So they were like, next year we'll have more sitting room in the stands. Next year we'll make it bigger and better. We had no idea this many people were going to show up. The bull riding is obviously, they say, for the last. And that was so much fun. It was a lot of fun to get out there and do that. All right, let's get to work with some national holidays, shall we? For those of you that are new to the platform and Wake Up with Witcher, we do national holidays. We'll show some Witcher's pictures that we do have quite a few that a lot of you post on the East Tennessee Weather app under Witcher's pictures. But before we get there, another live view in downtown Gatlinburg. Should be a beautiful day in the Smoky Mountains if you want to get out and enjoy some of our beautiful backyard. Take a nice little hike today. If you want to beat the heat, head up to the higher elevations. All right, let's talk about today's national holidays. Of course, we're celebrating birthdays and events here today. If you've got a birthday or any events going on, let me know. All right, there's a mini rock crawler tournament. There we go. Rock crawler tournament at Hobbytown, a special events room. What time is that running from? Is that all day, Angela? Put some times in there. And again, if you put anything that is going on in your community or whatnot, make sure you put in some times. I do have some great photos. Denise was actually telling me, hey, listen, Witcher, I've been trying to send you some photos through Witcher's Pictures. If something's not working on the app, just make sure you send me an email through the app. It will send me a token from your cell phone. I can send it to the app developers, and we can get that fixed. So we've got Denise's photo coming up in just a little bit as well. All right, today is National Bratwurst Day. Who likes bratwurst? I like bratwurst. Sauerkraut, mustard. Some good old German food and some German beer. Can't go wrong with that. It's National Rum Day, not German Beer Day. It's National Rum Day. Rum and Cokes? I don't know. It's National Airborne Day. Big shout out to the airborne troops. Got a good friend, Larry Hamlin. He never joins on the platform, but if you all know Larry Hamlin, he used to be an airborne jumper, and he's like, my knees are awful because I've done so many jumps in my life. And today is National Roller Coaster Day. I want to give a big shout to roller coasters on National Roller Coaster Day. Are you a fan of roller coasters? Do you like roller coasters? I will tell you a quick story. My first roller coaster in Denver, Colorado was just a little quick loop-de-loop. Got sick on that one on my way home. Never wanted to go on a roller coaster ever again. My senior year in high school, we took a senior year trip with just my friends and I to California. That was fun. And we went to Magic Mountain. Back in the day, when I went there, that was a long time ago, there was a roller coaster that was the tallest loop-de-loop in the country or maybe the world at that point of time. So what did my friends want to do? Go to the first thing we got there. And when you're driving up to the amusement park, you can see this giant loop-de-loop roller coaster. I forget exactly what it's called. Like King of the Mountain or something like that. Anyways, I was petrified. I was nervous. My hands were sweating. They were like, let's go. We stood an hour. We stood in line for like an hour or two because the lines are long at these amusement parks. And I was petrified. I asked my friend, I was like, dude, will you go with me? I did not want to do it at all. At all, based on my last experience, which was years prior to that, by the way. Decided to do it. Terrified. Just terrified. Get to the top, do the roller coaster. We get off. I'm like, let's do it again. This is amazing. I love roller coasters. The roller coasters at Dollywood. I like the wooden one, although I feel like you get whiplash when you're done. You're like, ooh, my neck. What happened there? The Wild Eagle is amazing. And of course, they continue to expand up at Dollywood, adding more roller coasters every single year. All right, the Rock Crawler Tournament, Hobbytown is from 9 to 3. Thanks, Angela. Appreciate that. If you're looking for something to do, your great-granddaughter turned 10 months old yesterday. Opening ceremony and barrels are your two favorite things at the rodeo. I do like the barrel racing, but of course, the bull riding is like the best, right? Good morning, Nicole. How are you this morning? You sent an email last week about your picks not coming through. I did send that in. So hopefully they're working on your ticket and working on your cell phone. Not specifically your cell phone, but if there's an issue, the app sends me a token, which I send it to. Let's see. Picks are still not working. So I posted one last night on your Facebook page. Well, we'll get to that here in a second. Let's see if it worked, Nicole. Let's see if that ticket worked with the app developers. Not a roller coaster fan yourself. My back hurts just thinking about it. They scare you, huh? Oh, they're my favorite. And it's National Tell a Joke Day. I didn't even see that. Oh, geez. Now you're going to want me to tell you a joke. I don't have any jokes. Every time it's time to think of a joke, I can't think of a joke. Give me your best joke right now in the chat, and I'll read it on the air. All right, those are your national holidays for the day today. Let's show you what it looks like at KMNV Monroe County Airport this morning. How about them apples? No fog, perfect general aviation day. Gorgeous sunshine this morning. That's going to be beautiful. Last roller coaster you rode was in Texas Cyclone. From Astro World in Houston, no longer around. Pretty good stuff. Nice and comfortable up into southeastern Kentucky. Aegis, Kentucky. Heavy fog and comfortable weather. You did some barrel racing back in the day, did you? That's awesome. All right, here's a joke. Here's a joke from Denise this morning. You ready for it? What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Nice one. Well played, my friend. Well played. All right, I do want to share some photos with you from Witcher's Pictures that you've uploaded. We've got some great sunrises and sunsets. We'll start you with Stacy Harmon's sunset from Louisville. Not Louisville. Louisville. Sunset from Louisville. Oh, an airplane just took off at Monroe County Airport. If I see another one take off, I'll take that live. But how about this beautiful, beautiful sunset from Louisville, Tennessee? Doesn't get much better than that. Renee Tabor, sunset from White Pine. It's probably going to turn up sideways. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Yep. I don't know why it does that, but it just does that. There we go. How about that one from White Pine, Tennessee? That's a gorgeous one. All right. We've got Elaine Ombre. She always posts a lot of great photos. Behind the lens. Great photo right there, Elaine. Love it. Love the beautiful sunrises and sunsets. Another one from Elaine. I'm just going down the pipeline here. So, Denise, hopefully yours gets on here. Denise, and there's somebody else. I forget who it was. Anyways, another great one from Behind the Lens. Let's check out this one. This is Lisa Gibson's from Seymour. It's probably going to turn out sideways because it's vertical. Take them sideways. I know you post them to social media, so social media wants them vertical, which really just messes up TV. But that's a great one, Lisa. Good photo. Here's another one from Lisa. Ooh, that's a cool one. Again, turning out sideways. If you take them sideways, maybe they won't turn out sideways. I don't know. That's another great one. Did you take a nice little dip in the swimming pool, did ya? And Autopilot, good morning from Ringgold, Georgia, says Otto. This one also going to probably turn out sideways because you're taking them vertical, people. Good old social media, right? There's a good one. That's from Ringgold, Georgia. All right, well, I hate to announce it, my friends. But it doesn't look like Denise's worked. But I do have one from Denise, because I think this is from Denise. She sent it through email. So here's the one from Denise. She emailed it to me. You can, mike@eastnweather.com. Post it on social media. Always a great way to do so. Of course, the best way is Witcher's Pictures if it's working. All right, that was Nicole's. I think. You can send as many as you want whenever you want. But again, we're going to try to get the app fixed for you. So again, if the app is not working, let me show you just a quick tip and trick here. If for some reason there's an issue with the app, I'll show you exactly how to. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get it. I've changed a few things, so I don't think I have the app thing ready to go. Well, I digress. But either way, in the top right-hand side of the app itself, there's a cog wheel. Click on that and then scroll down and click on the email support. Tell me what is happening so the app developers know exactly what's happening. And then I will send a ticket to them, and hopefully they can fix it on your phone itself. Hopefully we can do that. All right, my friends, I sure hope you have a great Saturday. Thanks for joining me for a live weather update this morning. Got your forecast out there. All right, got another joke from Chris. Been waiting for those. Chris says, what state has the smallest drinks? Minnesota. Well played, my friend. Well played. 2 jokes this morning on National Joke Day. Go tell your favorite joke to your kids, your family members. God has been showing out, hasn't he? Did you get the update for Android yesterday? Hopefully. Did you get the update from Android yesterday? Again, if you have an Android phone and you're joining me on some other platform, go back into your app store and update the Android phone. You should have a new update, which should allow the live weather broadcast to be broadcast right there front and center on the East Tennessee Weather app. So you got to force update your Android phone if you have an Android. All right, I sure hope you have a great day. It's now 8:27. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy your adventures today, whatever that may be. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Wake Up with Witcher, starting off at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sunday edition. With maybe a few more afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms on Sunday, but not much activity today. If you're joining on the app and you joined in late, I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel and you get a check of your forecast from yours truly coming up in just moments. I'll see you back here tomorrow.